Lion in the cooking pot actually, not next month, but in November. He's just agreed this evening. Hey. So now it gives me great pleasure to introduce Tolu. I've seen you perform briefly at Stanza a couple of months ago, and I was really intrigued, and then we had arranged for you to perform here. So I'm looking forward to hearing more of your poetry. Yay. Tolu, everybody.
It's a great pleasure to be here tonight at Baba Yaga's house. And first and foremost, I would say for everyone at Baba Yaga, for Jenny, and everyone promoting art and culture in the Northeast, can we please give everyone a loud roar like a lion? Roar! Thank you for that. I also have my dad and mom from Nigeria. They came to visit. And they really perform in the Northeast for the first time. So can you please help me give them a loud roar like a lion? Roar! Thank you very much. I think it's fitting for me being in Whitley Bay for me to perform the first poem, which is titled For the Love of Whitley Bay. And this poem was inspired on the seafront in Whitley Bay. On the seafront, at the sun, the sound of rushing water. Remember the tale of stationary ghost ships turning our shoreline into a parking lot. Tidal waves dancing in rhythmic steps, breaking steely barriers. The cool breeze caressing the evening moon. Whitley is a lover's nest, lenses kissing nature, with steamy eyes, screaming love struck. Vivid imagery of immortality feeds through gaping eyeballs. Oppugnant of the nemesis of the postman, oppugnant of Whitby. The blue sea gently massages my aching feet, treating me to a love feast, like a lovesick whippersnapper in need of affection. In the playhouse, laughter bags crackled through the concrete walls, humans roaring to flowery cantos, all for the love of Whitley Bay. This next poem, I'm sure it will resonate with writers, with poets, with everyone who creates words, create things. And this is titled, for my award-winning collection of poems, A Booktiful Love. And this is titled, Bury Me in the Library. Write my name on a map when my time is up. Build me a statue, a gigantic statue. Bury me with a catalog of books. Don't railroad my chance to walk this Hall of Fame with a badge of honor. You say, no smoke without fire. Lightning kissed dust and we were consumed in a hail of fire. Draw me with all my imperfections. Sketch me with my fields, with my scars and wrinkles, mistakes and joy, sorrows and dreams. Erase nothing, for when I go, I want to go clean. Write my name in the sands of time before my sun goes down and twilight arrives. Just to also let you know that I've got some books here tonight. If anyone, you love the poetry, you love to support. I'm a writer who feeds off the human experience. I have authored 21 books in total, and I am known as the Lion of Newcastle, Tolutoludo. This next poem is a very vital point in all our lives, the COVID times, the pandemic times. And I think it's left its own imprint throughout humankind and throughout our lifetime. This is titled Isolation. The waves of disruption swept us into isolation. We stayed home in trepidation behind jar doors. Luros became royalty, highly exalted, and the hunt for sanitizers left us blue and weary. Every new day we grieved the dead, and every essential trip was encapsulated with morbid dread. Our lives hung on a thread like a sin of the land of the dead. The sight of mass graves made every breath feel like a prized possession. We watched the news, and the news fed our hearts until the gloom crept from the screens into our souls, wreaking havoc so fatal like mortal blows. Some governments wrapped their arms around flailing shoulders and protected their vulnerable, while some others showed their true colors, desecrate the commonwealth, while the people cling to the strength of survival. Heroes were born, with some dying in active service, and we lowered the flag at half-staff. Yes, they were sacrificial lambs on the altar of compassion, in service to humankind. Conspiracy theories flew on wings, and closest racists went on a rampage. The crescendo of ignorance was intercontinental. New words like quarantine, social distancing, and stay home to save lives became our revival song. After this pandemic halts its bloodthirsty reign of pain and sorrow, we will learn to live in the way once known, without the horror of isolation. We will hold hands in reckless abandon. We will lock tongues and sway our bodies to new music. We will dream again of a future without the pain of isolation. Thank you. After the grim of isolation, the pandemic times, I wrote this poem, and it's titled Thankful, for my collection of poems, A God in a Human Body. Thankful. And this is giving thanks post-COVID. The world was losing steam like a car engine overheating on the motorway. The sound bites from the news were jarring. Apocalypse came and looked the other way. We burst into a bubble of sparkling joy. This revival, we have no losers. We are thankful for the blue sky, still blue, the sunshine breaking into a bubble of delight, the moon rays, our basket of hope. The evil winds did not break us. We are the unbroken generation who survived the raging pandemic. This nostril, blowing light winds, is calming like the sea. Pause and reflect. Pause and cry. Cry and pause. Cry a bucket. Cry tears of joy. Cuddle your tears. Hope is here at last. Hope was never lost. Can't you see the connecting dots that kept our lights aflame? I can see the flame in your eyes. The sheer joy erupting like a volcano. The beam of thanks pouring down like rain from the heavens. This poem would wrap itself in gratitude, breaking forth like spring fountains. Immerse yourself in gratitude with a roaring scream of thanks. A new beginning is here, new beginnings like no other, betting possibilities fresh as the morning dew. This cup of thanks needs no sweetness. These words on the page will resonate for a lifetime. How we chose the chorus of gratitude rather than sing under the throes of defeat. Thank you. This next poem, the inspiration is from my collection of poems on the train to hell, poems of sadness and grieving. And this was, the inspiration came on the time I had a solo trip to Scotland. On my way back, I was dealing with ghosts, and this is titled Ghosts in Scotland. It might be a bit dark. I saw many ghosts in Scotland, calling my name. A free pass to hell. Jailbreak this solitude of darkness. The spirit of an old flame wants a companion in the afterlife. My body softens like a mashed potato. I don't want to die on this lonely ride whilst darkness plays a riddle in my mind, pulling at the strings of my soul. By a whisker, I escape from the shackles of the ghosts calling for me. Thank you. I think it's time to blow my trumpet. So standing before you is the first poet in human history to write a collection of poems on financial crime, a full-length collection of poems on financial crime compliance. I work within the UK financial services sector as a financial crime compliance consultant. And I felt, working in this sector for over a decade, close to a decade now, let me put something indelible that that would outlive me, architect of cleaner financial system, and a collection of financial crime compliance points. Unless someone comes out tomorrow to make a bold claim to say, oh, you're not the first, I am the first. And this poem, Interest Rate, is poignant because, in a way, interest rate affects us all. Whether you are a homeowner, you're a landlord, you're a tenant, when the interest rates keep rising, you are impacted in one way or the other. And I wrote this poem after the Bank of England increased interest rates for the 11th consecutive time by 0.25% to 4.25% on the 23rd of March 2023. The interest rates right now are so scary. When you see your mortgage payments, if you are just getting the new mortgage or you are remortgaging, what you are putting towards your capital repayment is just a fraction compared to what is going into interest. Crazy times. This is interest rate, and I know this point will resonate because so at this time it was 4.25%. Right now it's over 6% if you are going on the 2-year deal, and and so on and so forth. The Bank of England dwells with inflation. Firecrackers, we are the remnants of the fireworks. The interest rate is a rising spring. Inflation is causing an uprising. The interest rate has grown tons, and we are green ons to these buffeting storms. The interest rate is on the rise. Inflation has swallowed sweet cravings, beating the brave, flattening fat wallets. The Bank of England wrestles inflation, and the casualties of these body blows are washed like sand onto the seashore. Thank you. So this next one, when interest rate goes up, it leads to pandemic of empty pockets because you pay more bills. Inflation has, I remember times to go to the shops, things that you could get like, even a bag of chips back then at Costco used to be like £1.99. It's now like £5.99. The same, no increase. So this next point is titled Pandemic of Empty Pockets, because when you pay more towards bills, utilities, the pocket becomes, you can't really find the money in the pocket. So this is titled Pandemic of Empty Pockets. Cut your coat to fit your deflated size. Cut your coat to the specifics of this pandemic of empty pockets. Inflation is a turbulent sea, tipping boats and sinking dreams. Cut your coat to cover your rising bills. Cut your coat as you trudge on this poverty hill. The cost of living is an unconsuming current, and we are far adrift from the seashore. cut your coat before your pockets fill up with salt water. Thank you. Second, before the last, and this is prayer for clemency. From my collection of poems, The Money Cloud is Empty. This is the season where we are talking about climate change, and this poem is about the prayer for clemency from climate, from the pains of the climate. I prayed this morning once again in scorching pain. I called on God to swallow these floods that have eroded our sweat and blood. We are prisoners of erosion, and the rain of anguish captures our emotions. God of tidal waves, the rainbow and arc, and 5 loaves and 2 fishes. Swallow these floods and eliminate this ache that has left us on the floor. Tonight, I am floating on the seashore, my eyes piercing the clouds, waiting on God to dry these floodplains and accept our sacrifices, overflowing like rainwater. Thank you. This is the final poem. I hope you've enjoyed the night.
Yeah.
If you've enjoyed it, support, buy the books, go to the jar, go to the jar and show us some love.
Move them, Tolu, move them.
Yeah, so this is from my collection of poems, Dead Lions Don't Roar, and this poem is titled Heritage. But I think before I start this poem, can I have a final roar like a lion? Roar! Can I have a loud roar like a lion? Roar! Fantastic. I can feel the heat. I can feel the heat coming from the roof. Everywhere is catching fire. This is titled Heritage. I am from the land where we worship different gods before missionaries showed us the one true God. I am from the land where Saturdays are for Owambes and we keep hope alive even in our misery. I am from the land of dreams where visionary men took the walk of glory, our youth lost after greener pastures, and our best brains take flight in mega droves. I am from the land of broken dreams, broken things, broken people, and a foul body language. I am from the land where elders are respected and feted like iconic symbols on national currency. I am from the land of abundance and want, wealth and poverty, suffering and smiling. This is my heritage, my history and story. Thank you very much, Baba Yaga, for that love, like a lion.
As Tolu very wisely reminded everybody, there is the tip jar on the bar if you feel you would like to contribute to the headliners this evening. That would be lovely. Before I finish with a poem,